So a lot of people think that I hate Game Pass, and a lot of people think that I feel a certain way about, I guess certain things. And I have to be honest, I don't hate Game Pass. I think that it's not personally right for me. But I also am starting to see that Game Pass is having a negative impact in a very big area, and that area is entitlement for gamers, where a lot of gamers feel like they're entitled to free everything. I mean, you would think that Bernie Sanders was running Microsoft, right? Because they're giving away everything for free and nobody has to pay for anything, and that's the way it should be, right? I mean, eventually, of course, anybody with any intelligence will realize that at some point Microsoft is going to stop offering free upgrades to Game Pass, and they want you to pay $15-$20, and I'm saying $20 as a guesstimate that they'll probably raise the price to at some point, because they're going to want to eventually make some money on their investment. Right now they're in the gathering phase of getting people to subscribe, but at some point again they're going to want people to pay the full price, and I think that's when we're going to see the first bit of reaction and kind of pushback when there's a big law. I can't imagine people actively paying $15-$20 a month for the games that they've had the last couple of years, because it's really been lackluster and there's been a lack of first party content. In fact, they haven't released a first party game this entire year so far, so we're 7 months in and nothing from Microsoft first party. Imagine Netflix or Disney not releasing anything for 7 straight months. Wow, it would be kind of a disaster. But I kind of want to get into this a little bit, because a lot of people are talking about Sony and how, they're charging for this or charging for that. And I've gotten into sort of arguments with people on different aspects of this, right? Like I remember arguing, I remember kind of arguing a situation where somebody was saying, whoa, well, they made you pay for a Spider-Man remake or remaster, and that game's only a few years old or whatever. And I went and looked at what the work that got put into that game, and it was like they built it from the ground up for the PlayStation 5. They changed the character models. They changed the facial model for Peter Parker. They added polygons. They made it 60 frames. They increased the resolution. They added ray tracing. It's like the list of stuff that they added and fixed was absolutely incredible. And should that be something for free? I don't think so. I mean, we've been paying for remasters for a long time, and they only wanted $20 included in the price of Miles Morales. I don't even think you were able to buy it on its own, but it was like sort of a little added bonus thing, and I thought that was cool. Like I bought the remasters of Mass Effect. That's one of my favorite franchises. I loved it. I bought the remasters of Batman Arkham City and Batman. I bought those multiple times, man. I must have bought that game 6 or 7 times on various platforms, and I never really felt entitled because I had bought it once on one platform to have it, on multiple platforms. In fact, I bought Batman Arkham City on Xbox 360 and PS3, of course, and then I bought the remasters on Xbox One and PS4. But in addition to that, I also bought the Game of the Year edition of Arkham Asylum on the Xbox 360 because it had a full set of different achievements. So I bought that game, I think 5 or 6 times, because I might have bought it on the Wii U or one of the Arkham City on the Wii U. I can't remember which one, but yeah, I bought that game a ton. But anyway, this is about sort of what we've been seeing with the situation with Ghost of Tsushima on the situation for for PlayStation 5 owners. So according to this, and this is off of a Push Square reaction, but I've been seeing some of this on my timeline as well. So Sony may see itself as the premium platform in the marketplace these days, but it's up for debate how long dedicated fans will continue to pay for the privilege of playing on PlayStation 5, while the Japanese giant's main competitor, Microsoft, continue to offer outrageous value through its Game Pass program. See, this is the problem that I have right away. It's comparing Game Pass to this. Now, first of all, Microsoft, like I said, they're this they're multiple $trillion company that can afford to take huge losses and can afford to do this right now, where Sony isn't there. Sony wouldn't be able to do that. They would go bankrupt. They would go out of business. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Microsoft's making no money off of Game Pass. Like, imagine you're putting out hundreds of $millions to make your AAA games, and you got to basically give them away for $1 a piece. That's not going to work out too well. So comparing this to Game Pass is really kind of a wrong thing right away. So I really take a huge exception to that as well. The PlayStation maker is hiking prices hard. The announcement of Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut and otherwise welcome and exciting reveal is evidence of that. The game, already almost a year old, costs $69 on next-gen console, an outrageous sum when you consider that the release has been available since 2020. Yes, it includes the new Iki Island expansion and a variety of other welcome improvements, but this is effectively a Game of the Year Edition re-release that historically would retail for a lower price point, not more. Sony instead is wrangling every last cent out of its loyal fans. Now, this is where I also have to completely disagree with this, okay? And a good example of this is Arkham games, right? And I can give a lot more examples of this. So Batman Arkham Knight, I bought that at launch on Xbox for $60. I also bought the Season Pass for $30, meaning I paid $90 for that game in Season Pass. A year later, they came out with the Game of the Year Edition for $60 that included all that content, right? So early adopters, of course, are going to pay a lot more upfront than somebody else. Another good example is Mortal Kombat, right? If you buy Mortal Kombat the day that it comes out for $60 or whatever the price may be, and then you buy the DLC that comes out as it comes out, you're paying, I think, hundreds of dollars for that game. Or if you wait a year and a half, you can get the complete edition for $60. Like, this is something that always happens. Fallout 4, another example, right? You could buy Fallout 4 at launch and then buy all the expansions one by one, or if you wait enough time, you can get the complete edition of Fallout 4, the Game of the Year edition, with all of the expansions for the $60. So this is the price, right? They're saying it's $70, but that's the standard price for Sony's first-party releases, the AAA ones. And so basically they're saying, okay, we're doing all this work, we're putting in all this work, and it's going to be a full-price Game of the Year type of edition with an expansion on it as well. I don't see a problem with that whatsoever. The Witcher 3 was another one that did this. There was an expansions for like Blood and Wine and something else. I believe those expansions were $30. So I don't see the issue with that as well. The company's commitment to its next-gen pricing model means that it's charging $9.99 premium to upgrade the PS4 version of the Director's Cut to the PS5 version. Yeah, I mean, that is the only part that I would probably agree with, is that it probably shouldn't cost to upgrade your edition. If you have the Director's Cut on PS4, you should be able to upgrade to the PS5 for free, especially since, according to this, it has become standard free PS4 to PS5 upgrades. The platform holder allowed fans to upgrade their copies of Miles Morales and Sackboy free of charge less than a year ago. As far as we can tell, the major differences between Ghost of Tsushima PS5 and PS4 version is the addition of Japanese lip sync, 3D audio, DualSense support, which they say is mostly expected improvements for a next-gen upgrade at this stage. We're sure there'll be more under the hood as well. The PlayStation blog refers to drastically improved load times, for example, but otherwise this sounds like fairly standard stuff. In the defense of Sucker Punch, it did add, and this is the part where it's like, think of all the content we're getting from these games, okay? It did add the excellent Ghost of Tsushima Legends update for free, supported PlayStation 5 backwards compatibility excellently, and will further add content improvements to all versions of the game for free. It shouldn't go unnoticed, and things like that. So keep in mind this, all right? If you have Ghost of Tsushima, there was already a free PlayStation 5 update that unlocked the frame rate so you get 60 frames and improved stability and everything like that. The game looks fantastic. They did a really good job with that. It was completely free with this. The only thing that I would say is, yeah, to upgrade the PS4 version to the PS5 for $10 probably shouldn't be there. But I have no problem with them charging for the expansion. It's an expansion. Even if you want to look at Gears of War Hivebusters, if you're not an Ultimate Game Pass subscriber, you're paying $20 for that, right? And that's like a 2 to 3 hour thing. Even a regular Game Pass subscriber didn't get that for free, you know. And anyway, Game Pass isn't free, so to speak, anyway. So you still have to pay for the service. So I don't really kind of buy into the whole kind of situation like that. This is the way like games have always been. And then Microsoft, I think, and they probably love the fact that it gets people riled up, and they're like, oh, I deserve this, I deserve that, you know, honestly. And it kind of riles me up because I'm like, damn it, you know what, listen, everybody asking for a free handout is the reason why we're in this situation in this country to begin with, okay? You know, there's nothing wrong with paying for stuff that people worked hard on. That's the way how I'm used to it. I don't look at that like when I look at Game Pass, I look at that the same way as I look at kind of GameFly or whatever. It's a rental service, you know, like do I really need that? If I want to buy something, am I going to wait for it to possibly go into there? No, I'm going to buy the game. You know, it's like if you are relying on that, then I think that's a different situation. But the way people are talking, hey, just throw your PS5 in the garbage. Listen, these companies are going to go about things differently. Microsoft hasn't offered any value from their first party. Sony has. That's the biggest difference. I can think you're foolish if you don't think otherwise. But I would like to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Thanks for watching. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.